What's up, growers? This is a complete tutorial on the SolarSystem controller along with suggested settings to achieve the perfect grow. Follow this step-by-step guide and you will have all the info you need to turn the SolarSystem LED grow light into your The SolarSystem controller is the most advanced LED controller on the market. Beginners will easily be able to adjust the spectrum from veg to bloom, and experts who know their crop like their own children will be able to completely customize a grow cycle from start to finish in ways you haven't thought possible. Unboxing your controller, you'll have your instruction manual, power cord, RJ11 phone cable that connects the controller to the LED, a mounting bracket, and the controller itself. Your LED light is shipped in the always on position, so start by flipping the switch located on the side of the LED to controller. Next, connect the RJ11 phone cable from the controller to the in port of the light. The out port is used for daisy chaining multiple lights together. Plug both the light and the controller into a 120 or 240 volt receptacle and you're ready to go. When we turn on the controller, the home screen will pop up. The top of the screen tells us the current time, which we will need to reset. Right below tells us the program we are running. Nothing's programmed, so program A is just a default. The next line is the spectrum level display. This tells us the current spectrum levels of reds, whites, and blues that are currently programmed. This is on a scale of 0 to 99, 0 being off and 99 being max. Below that is the light on time and light off time. Programming this is easy and will be discussed later. The bottom row shows the grow week and day calendar for your programs. Again, nothing is set, so they will say week 1, day 1. You can operate the light in two ways, manually or by programming to automate. Manual operation is the fastest way to start working with your SolarSystem LED. Manual allows you to set the spectrum levels to exactly what you need and will stay that way until you change it or exit the manual setting. The second and more advanced method is using the setup feature, which allows you to automate your system and run different spectrum mixes throughout 24-hour periods and even over entire grow cycles. This allows you to match natural sunlight transitions more precisely than ever before. Let's take a look at how to set the manual mode. When you jump into manual mode, you will see your red, white, and blue spectrum level controls. At the bottom is a default 2-minute safety timer. This can be adjusted up to 120 minutes. So if we adjust this up to 5 minutes, it would keep the light running for 5 minutes and then shut all the channels off. If you would like to deactivate the timer, click the timer and hit override. This will completely override the timer and keep the light on until you exit the manual mode. This controller works like a digital dimmer, where you can increase and decrease the intensity value of your reds, whites, and blues in increments of 1 or 10. Pressing the small plus and minus signs will increase and decrease the spectrum values by increments of 1. Pressing the large plus and minus signs will increase and decrease by increments of 10. You can also press on for max power or off to turn the channels off. Again, intensity values range from 0 to 99. 0 being off and 99 being the max output possible. The red channel controls red and far red LEDs. The blue channel controls all the blue and deep blue LEDs. The white channel has a color temperature of 3000 Kelvin, which means you have the perfect light to inspect your plants. At the bottom right of your screen, you will see a button labeled View. This quickly switches the white channel to 99, turning the red and blue off, providing you with a natural white light for working in the garden or inspecting your plants. Again, since you're in override mode, the spectrum levels you have set will stay activated until you back out of the manual function. Notice now that we backed out of the manual function, all 3 spectrum levels are showing 0, meaning the light is off. Now is a great time for us to talk about our suggested spectrum levels for the SolarSystem. Here is a helpful diagram for you to follow. During veg, we want our plants to be bushy and have as many nodes as possible. We supply it with a heavy dose of blues to promote lush growth. The more nodes in veg, the greater the overall yield come harvest time. Transitioning from veg to flower can cause a lot of stress, so we suggest a week of transition time. For flower, we are going to pump up the reds to 99, which will promote stretch and growth to the plants. To finish, decreasing the reds slightly for a week or two will mimic the fall season change. Doing this during a flush cycle will finish your crop up beautifully. Now let's take a look at how to automate the controller. On the home screen, you will push Setup. From here, go to Programs. The top of the screen shows the program number. Programs run for 24 hours and you can set up to 20 programs. In this tutorial, we are going to simulate a full grow cycle by setting 4 programs that will last 12 weeks. We will set a 4-week veg stage, a 1-week transition from veg to flower, a 6-week flower stage, and finish with a 1-week flush. We preset the first program, Vegetate, as an example for us to review. When we are done, we'll set one from scratch. Let's take a look at the setup display by pressing the Edit button. At the top of the screen are your 3 color channels. We have the Vegetate spectrum levels at 50 red, 50 white, and 99 blue. Again, heavier blues in veg are good because they produce big green leaves and keep plants from stretching. Below the spectrum levels are the on and off light timer. As you can see, we have the Vegetate program set to turn on at 5 a.m. and go off at 11 p.m. This is a total on time of 18 hours as indicated here. An 18-hour on, 6-hour off light cycle keeps the plants in veg until you're ready to flower. At the bottom, you will find your digital incremental controls. The Advanced button in the top right allows you to set up to 20 spectrum transitions in a 24-hour period. Scheduling these transitions gives you the ability to simulate the changes in spectrum that plants would naturally receive from the sun. We will set a few transitions up later. Below is the sunrise and sunset simulator, making all aspects of growth as natural as possible. We will also show you how to use this in more detail later on. Let's walk through setting up a new program. Starting from the home screen, we go to Setup and Edit Programs. You can see we land on Program 1, which we already know is our veg program. To set up a second program, we press the small plus sign. This takes us to Program 2. Notice in the top right corner it says Inactive. Only one program can be active at a time. Since we are setting up our grow cycles in the order we want to run them, we will leave our first program, Veg, as active and leave this inactive. Next, let's rename this program. Stage 2 is our transition from veg to flower, so we'll name this Pre-Flower. Hitting save will take you back into the main Stage 2 display. Now let's configure our pre-flower settings. To do this, click Edit Steps. To adjust the red, white, and blue color channels, click inside the box you wish to adjust. Our pre-flower spectrum intensity level should act as a transition from veg to flower, so we will turn our reds halfway up to 75 and put our white and blue LEDs on max. To deselect your current selection, click any dead space on the display. We are going to set the transition stage for a 15-hour on, 9-hour off light cycle. This is right in the middle of a normal 18-6 veg and a 12-12 flower light cycle. You can hit save and finish there, or you can go into the advanced settings and program daily spectrum changes. Let's look at how to set that up. So to start, step 1 and step 20 are already set. These 2 steps are the on and off times that we scheduled on the last screen. Now we can add 18 more steps throughout the day. We are going to set 3 transitions as an example. Let's mimic the natural early morning bluish light the sun provides by softening our reds and giving a higher percentage of blues. To move on to step 2, make sure nothing is selected and click the small plus sign. The first thing we want to do is activate the step. Next, set what time we want this transition to occur. Let's start this at 7 a.m. and bring the red spectrum up to the daily max of 75%. Step 3 will be at the end of our day, giving our plant deeper reds by decreasing our blues to 80%. Let's set this transition to fire 2 hours before the light's supposed to turn off. Again, step 20 is already activated and will turn the light off as indicated by the 0 intensity level on all 3 channels. Hit save and your advanced settings will be activated. Last, we have the sunrise and sunset simulator. Set a morning fade up and an evening fade down to mimic the natural rising and setting of the sun. This will drastically reduce overall plant stress throughout the life cycle. Now that we know how to set a program, I'm going to quickly configure our last two stages of growth, which is our flower and flush cycles. Just to be clear, our finish is our flush. Once you hit save, you can see all 4 stages of growth have been saved. Note again that veg is currently active. This means the light will stay on this program until you manually activate one of the other programs. If you would like to automatically change from one program to the next, you must set a schedule, which we will show you how to do right now. Let's quickly review the home screen with our current configuration. The time is 4:20 a.m. Our active program is Vegetate. All 3 channels are showing 0, meaning the light is off. It is off because our on time is set for 5 a.m. as indicated here. Note the calendar at the bottom says nothing because we haven't set our schedule yet. To do that, jump into Setup and go to Set Calendar. Nothing is set, so the display should say Week 1, Day 1. To tell the system how long to run each program, go into Set Routine. You will notice that Vegetate is already selected. That is because Vegetate is Program 1 in the system. That automatically gives it the designation of Step 1. The first thing we want to do is activate the grow phase. We then specify how long we want this program to run. Our veg is going to run 4 weeks. When the 4 weeks are up, it will automatically move on to the next step in the system, which is our pre-flower transition stage. To get to phase 2, we make sure nothing is selected and we press the small plus sign. We select pre-flower and specify how long we want this program to run. Our pre-flower is going to run 1 week. After that is flower. This will last a total of 6 weeks. And last is our week of flush. Note that all 4 phases are active and are ready to run. Hit save, sit back, and relax because you're done automating your SolarSystem LED. I hope this how-to was helpful, and remember to grow your own with Green Envy.